Genon ask. Sundowns win the league already. Okay, today we're shooting. Today kri tuza April. Kachi kufandag yi tuza April. Now they've won the league. Confirmed. Aye, guys. Aye. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Box to Box, the football show. As always, I am your host. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for, helping us get to our goal. If you're new as well to the channel itself, like, subscribe, and the content is too much. It's too much. But anyway, guys, as you guys can see, today I'm alone. Today things are looking tricky. My partner in crime is not here. So yeah, there's things he has to deal with. But today's show is gonna be me on my own. There was a point where I actually did this on my own some time ago, a couple of months. Was it a month ago? Yeah, probably a couple of weeks ago. So I did it on my own. So this is pretty much gonna be the same episode. You guys didn't get to see that. So now I'm going to be giving you that in this episode, plus more, and also what's been happening in this past week in football. So not to waste any more of your time, let's get straight to it. A lot has always been happening in football. Every week there's always a lot happening in football. But recently, Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger got inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. Which is a shout out. They're the first coaches to be inducted in the Premier League Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame is it's not old. It's just came, I think, 2 years ago or a year ago. So it's still somewhat fresh. And those two managers, I think their names speak for themselves. I think the Premier League's greatest managers. Arguably number 1 and 2. Everyone has their opinions. And hey, man, this is what the show is for. Share your opinions. But I think it's a good thing that coaches are being recognized for what they've done. Arsene Wenger, I think, has won 3 Premier League titles, and Sir Alex Ferguson has won 13. So that's a big feat for both. What Arsene Wenger did with Arsenal's Invincibles, he's still the only guy with that record. So, hey, I think both of them have a lot to be proud of in what they have accomplished in Premier League football as a whole, and also the talents that they have actually produced. There's a long list of talents both have produced. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Paul Scholes. With United, I can go on and on and on. Berbatov, Ronaldo. Ronaldo's arguably the greatest player of all time. So, like, the players that they have produced and the players that actually they have created and made stars is actually astonishing, and it's really good to see that the Premier League had that, and I'm hoping that this new era can stand up to that, because I feel like those two guys set the standards when it comes to Premier League management. And speaking of new eras, the Pep versus Klopp era. This is something that I actually wanted to have a conversation about. The Pep versus Klopp era. Can we compare it to the Arsene Wenger and the Sir Alex Ferguson rivalry? Because what they did, I think what Sir Alex Ferguson and what Arsene Wenger did, they did for decades. They didn't just do it for 5 years. I'm not taking away the accomplishments that Man City and Liverpool have achieved underneath Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, but are we ready to really compare the greatest Premier League managers yet, to anyone? Really? I think Pep is one of the guys that can be in the top 5 Premier League managers of all time, definitely. But I don't think it's a thing of Now, his rivalry with Jurgen Klopp is at the same level as what Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson did. Unless they both go for 20 years straight, competing neck and neck with each other. Well, they didn't do 20 years straight, but a lot of the times Arsenal was a contender for the top four, and they were always achieving under Arsene Wenger. So it's not like they weren't a really good team. But besides that, I don't think we're ready as football fans to be honest about this Man City Liverpool rivalry that's been going on for it was good, it was nice when we lost it, but Man City dominated that rivalry. Manchester United also did dominate the Arsenal rivalry, but in those times, Manchester United weren't only going against Arsenal, they were going up against Chelsea, they even ended up going up against Man City. So that also says a lot about Sir Alex Ferguson's longevity in the game. He was challenging Arsenal in the 90s. He was challenging Arsenal in the early 2000s, and then Chelsea came with new money. He started challenging Chelsea for a couple of years until maybe the 2010s, and then that's when City also came up with new money. So longevity that Sir Alex Ferguson has had in the game is hey man, shout out, man. And your inductee, stamp printed. But other than that, I wanted to speak about the previous episode. That previous episode was pretty much how I felt with the top 10 best European teams right now. At the time, I won't... Okay, let me say at the time. Let me just name the top 10 straight up so that at the time, this is who I thought was the top 10 European teams performing around. And then, because I did this, I think a while ago, somewhat a while ago. So now with these teams, I have refreshed a lot of the list. I think now there's going to be some changes. And number one, let me go from 10 so it can build suspense. At number 10, I had Newcastle. At number 9, I had Borussia Dortmund. At number 8, I had PSG. At number 7, I had Real Madrid. At number 6, I had Manchester City. At number 5, I had Manchester United. At number 4, I had Bayern Munich. At number 3, I had Arsenal. At number 2, I had Barcelona. At number 1, I had Napoli. So this was even before the Carabao Cup final. So this was some time ago, and there are a lot of changes in the list. Number 10, I am taking out Newcastle, and I am putting in Benfica. Borussia Dortmund stays in 9th place. PSG stay in 9th place. Real Madrid. Manchester United, 7th place. Real Madrid, 6th place. Manchester City, 5th place. Bayern Munich, 4th. Arsenal, 3. Barcelona, 2. And still the best team in Europe, in my opinion, Napoli, with the best duo in the world right now, Osimhen and Cavadona. And I still don't know how to pronounce his surname because, hey, it's tricky. Let me try it so you guys can see I'm trying. Cavascalia, something. Yeah, I see they're close there. You guys will research it and you'll tell me if I was off. But I think they're the best duo right now, and what they're doing for Napoli is actually something. It's somewhat of a miracle. I feel like, look at the teams that Diego Maradona played for. I don't know if people have noticed this. Argentina just won the World Cup. Napoli are number 1 in the Serie A. Barcelona number 1 in La Liga. What else was happening? Yeah, those are his teams. And the achievements that they have had. And Napoli are going for the double, Champions League and their league. So it's going to be a very interesting season. And I think Diego Maradona, thank you for giving Argentina the World Cup. Us Messi fans are always going to mention Messi has a World Cup. So, hey, we're going to always take that opportunity. But now, naming the top 10, I'm also going to name something that I have been working on. I need to take some time to actually get there. But I was doing a Premier League team of the season so far, and I did this maybe 2 weeks ago, and I don't think there's any changes still in this lineup. So yeah, without further ado, the Premier League, my opinion, the Premier League team of the season so far. In goals, I have Nick Pope. I have a back three formation: Lisandro Martinez, Nathan Ake, and William Saliba. My two pivots, my number sixes, I have Thomas Partey and I have Casemiro. The three players in front of them, the midfielders, will be Marcus Rashford on the left, Odegaard as a 10, Bukayo Saka right wing. And then I have two strikers up front. This was also a very difficult decision because I could have made it simple, play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 with one striker, but I think these two strikers have Harry Kane season after season. Like now, I ruined the suspense. But anyway, Harry Kane and Erling Haaland are my two strikers up front. With Harry Kane, season after season, he continues to prove what an amazing striker he is. So it's a thing of now that he's up against an insane robot in Haaland, he's still second place and he's still scoring goals. He's got 20 Premier League goals this season. So those are my two strikers up front. That's my team of the season so far. To elaborate further on each of the acquisitions or the players in the team, my decision on Nick Pope is because I think it's undeniable. Newcastle is the best. He has the best defense. They have the most clean sheets in the league. And I think Nick Pope has taken this role at Newcastle, being Newcastle number one, as well as being under this new era in the team. I think all the players have taken it well. Trippier being the captain has also led them really well. And I think Nick Pope he started to make Gareth Southgate think twice about who England's number one should be. Because personally, I've always rooted for Nick Pope to be England's number one. And I still root for him to be England's number one. I would wish Dean Henderson could be there, but yeah, his career just has been shaky lately. As well as also bringing Keylor Navas to be the number one to be the number one now at Nottingham Forest. It's a thing of now, what's next with Dean Henderson? If you can't even start for Nottingham Forest, what makes you think you're going to be in top three for any of the goalkeeper positions? So, in my opinion, Nick Pope has shown class this season. My back three is Saliba, Martinez, and Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake has shocked a lot of us, but what Pep Guardiola has done with Nathan Ake this season, it's about damn time because he's been there for quite some time. But it's really good to see what he has done, and I think that will help the Dutch national team now because they have good centre-back players. They have Van Dijk, they have De Ligt, they have Sven Botman, who's at Newcastle, and Nathan Ake as well. So you've got four centre-backs who are really good, and they're starting in their respective clubs. So I hope that improves the international stage, because I remember we spoke about it in the first episode. We were worried about how the international stage can be more competitive. But yeah, Nathan Ake, Saliba as well has joined the France ranks. Varane having retired now, has sort of opened up a gap, but with the French team, it's Konate and Upamecano starting regularly. So we'll see how Saliba can find his way into the first team. Maybe if France can start playing a back three, things can be different. We never know. And Lisandro Martinez is undeniable. He just came off of winning a World Cup. After winning a World Cup, Carabao Cup, he's changed, he's revolutionized, if I should say, this Manchester United side from the back. So I think those three are my three defenders of the season so far. My midfielders, the two number sixes being Thomas Partey and Casemiro. I can say the same for both. they're very influential for their respective clubs, being Arsenal and Manchester United. They have changed the whole setup. And at first, I asked myself why Arteta would want Thomas Partey, because he played for Atletico Madrid. I didn't think he was a player that could play this fast build-up, 1-2 type of football. But what he has done with Thomas, shout out to Arteta for that, and what he's doing with this Arsenal team is, yeah, it sucks to see this happening. But hey, man, I have to be honest. They're playing some really good football. And they just came off of beating, who's this team? Leeds United 4-1. It's 4-1. And Gabriel Jesus came back with the bang, and hey, shout out to him. Man City just beat Liverpool. I'm happy, but I'm also not happy. If I see Liverpool losing, I'm happy. It's as simple as that. But if I see Manchester City winning and opening a gap between us, I'm not happy. It shows that there's still a lot of work for us to do. But Thomas Partey and Casemiro, I can go on and on and on and on. I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was this good. Because what he's doing in this United team, if we can get someone next to him at his level, if not better, we can challenge for everything. Champions League, we can challenge for Premier League, FA Cup, all of them. And the three up front, in front of the two number 6s, I have Odegaard, Saka, and Rashford. Rashford, being the main man at United, he's taken up the role well. And it's about them time too, because you've had the number 10 for a long time, and that number 10 is not just worn by anyone. Rooney wore that number before you, and he's Manchester United's top scorer. And well, recently Harry Kane broke his record, but he was England's top scorer. So it's a big number to fill, and I'm glad that this is the season that you're choosing to do this, and I'm glad that Ten Hag knows what to do with you. Odegaard, captain, fantastic for Arsenal. He's led that team well. He's a young leader because he's also national team captain for Norway. So it's good to see that they have faith in him, and for the next 10 years they have a leader. They have someone that can build around. Bukayo Saka as well. I think he's the best right wing in the league right now. I'm not sure about being best right back in the world. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but he's definitely the best right wing in the league. And it's crazy because when Bukayo Saka was actually starting out, like when he came to the Arsenal setup, he was playing left back, and now he's right wing and he's doing this. Like, that's crazy, because it also reminds me of Gareth Bale back in the days. But Gareth Bale still moved to left wing. Bukayo Saka went the other direction, so that's shout out to Bukayo Saka for that. Don't like seeing Arsenal win, but hey, man, it's football. The two up front, Harry Kane, Erling Haaland. I can't say anymore. You guys know what I said about them, and I think we can all see what they're doing. We can all see the work that they're actually showing in the training ground and even on the pitch when it comes on big games. I mean, Haaland scored 3 goals in his first Manchester derby, so hey, man, it's so to say that, but hey, it's football. But anyway, I wanted to do something different this time round. I wanted to give the viewers 3 questions. So this is probably going to happen at the end of the show. But I wanted to give the viewers 3 questions, and whoever answers in the comments below the quickest. So whoever answers the quickest. If you answer the quickest, you get an opportunity to come put on the show and have a conversation with myself and Star Piri and talk football. We can take care of you this side at Fourways Corner. Forgot to actually mention that this episode is held at Fourways Corner. Thank you for hosting us. It's been a good journey. It's been an incredible journey, actually. As well as, let me just pay the bills, because I won't eat if I don't pay the bills. This episode is brought to you by What's Popping Worldwide and More Music Productions. More Music Productions is, if I start speaking about what they've done for the show, I can go the whole day. We can go on and on, bro. Shout out to More Music Productions, actually, for taking care of us and making sure that the visuals and Hey, the sound wave is clean. Because I know you guys know everything is clean when it comes to you. I know you know, they can't deny. You feel me? So yeah, shout out More Music Productions. We appreciate that. We'll take a break right now and then we'll close off the show, talk about a few things, and then give you the questions. And yeah, thank you. We're back. Hey. Yeah, these people behind, in and around me, yeah, that's true. But anyway, guys, yeah, there's a few things that I wanted to actually close the show with. Yeah, guys, this is a serious conversation. Now, I sister to look no. No, like, sisters. Guys, sometimes we win the league kanjan already. Like, Jenon ask. Sundowns win the league jwang already. Okay, today we're shooting. Today kiri tuza April. Kachiko, fandak, yi tuza April. Now they've won the league. Confirmed. Aye, guys. Aye, guys. See that like now it's at a point where like we have to question like where's the competition in this league, guys? Like I know they'll buy the best players, but I like step up on the pitch though, because it's not like you can't compete, bro. Like there's no way you can compete. You're telling me every team from second place downwards can't compete with Sunderland. Every team, that's what you're telling me. Because City dominated, don't get me, City dominated, but Liverpool behind them. City won league titles, Man United were behind them. Like, yeah, guys. Any league in the world, you'll see two teams going neck and neck, bro. Now it's just one. So it's a thing of, hey, next season, hey, guys, Sundowns to Nakanawato Pama. Hey, Chen Sundowns to Nakanawato win a league 3 points. Like, it's one of those, bro, I'm tired now. Like, that's why we don't want to watch our leagues, because what are we watching, dog? We watch speaking, dog. Yep, already. But other than that, like, hey, the Premier League results from this weekend, hey, sweet. But not just the Premier League results, football all around. La Liga, Barcelona cruised to a 4-0 victory over Elche. Ansu Fati finally scored. Hey, it's been a minute. Because, hey, that number 10 is heavy. That one, that's a mang. That one, not anyone just says that number 10. Like, yeah, that one, I had it, boy. Like, for me, if I was if I was part of like your camp, your entourage, whatever, I was gonna tell you, boy, that 10, it's too heavy right now. Because you're the next person after that pro to wear it. You didn't even spend 5 years at the club, like scoring. Boy, hard it, boy. Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Lewandowski scored 2 goals. Sevilla also won. Ocampos and Al Nassiri scored. Yeah, I hope they can pick up their feet. Hey, cause, yeah, La Liga needs the top 6 to be playing well. Valencia needs to also step up because I think they're in the relegation zone right now. So already. It's for now top 6, year in year out. Look at Chelsea. Hey, Premier League results. But anyway, guys, yeah, let's get straight to the because it's tricky there by the Premier League. Yeah, I wish like what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask More Music Productions now. Just do us a solid to show like the table when I'm done speaking about this. Just to show the people what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And just so you can see first, like, you don't have to go search. We'll give you that, that opportunity. So, as I mentioned earlier, Manchester City cruised to a 4-1 victory over Liverpool at the Etihad. I didn't watch the game. I didn't get time to watch the game. I saw the goals. But I'm sure Man City dominated because 4-1. 4-1 is nip up and plays. That one. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Mo Salah, where are you now? I'm joking, guys. They beat us 7-0. Hey, but I'm over that, man. Hey, man. It's football. Arsenal like we mentioned earlier, 4-1 victory over Leeds. I think it's not a surprise. I think they are far better than Leeds. And I think the scoreline shows where the teams are. Two teams. Actually, I wanted to mention these teams. I don't know if you guys have my opinion on these two teams, but these are my favorite underdogs of the season, other than Napoli, obviously. Brentford and Brighton. Those are two teams that, regardless how much money they spend, they have two coaches who are really doing good jobs with building a setup, building a style, building a club that is that has one goal. Like everyone wants to achieve the same thing, and they had a fascinating fixture yesterday. Their match ended 3-3, which I think it could go down as a Premier Classic for either team, because those two teams feel like this season they have stepped up, and them stepping up causes teams like Chelsea to step down. Because hey, man, let's start mentioning Chelsea, man. Hey, Chelsea, hey, it's bad. What's going on, guys? Like, what's going on? Are you guys okay? Like, just like, is everything grand at home? Like, y'all good? Nah, y'all ain't good, bro. Like, y'all good? Kind of there's a Chelsea fan now, so don't be surprised. Y'all good, bro?
I think we're gonna win the Champions League again, you know.
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Napoli, Benfica, Man City. Chelsea. Bro, guys, like let me to elaborate on why I feel like Chelsea, they're not a threat. Chelsea yesterday lost to Aston Villa, 2-0, clean sheet at home, clean sheet. With that loss, that puts Chelsea. There's a standing ovation. Let's get a round of applause. Chelsea is now at 11th place, and they're no longer in the top half of the league. Hey, it's tricky because I don't know if this episode got out, but I had a conversation with Peter and I told him that if the relegation battle was not this bad, this competitive with so many teams, Chelsea would have been in the relegation battle. And I say this again, Chelsea should have been in the relegation battle had it not been for the team below them and downwards, which is Crystal Palace and the rest. If they were not so bad, I promise you, Chelsea would be struggling. It's bad. Potter boys. You're not a wizard like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is legend, Leon. Wave over one, then Zim Shika, Leon. The Graham Potter. But you know how it goes. It's football. But I think I'm laughing at Chelsea now, and I'm enjoying it now because I think they're still going to be a threat next season because there's no way you have Enzo Fernandez. And I think João Felix, if they can convince him to come back, Havertz, Sterling, if you can get the best out of each and every one of these players, including Mudryk and Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Loftus-Cheek must go. Kunini Simmel and it's Chai, Wena, Unoboom. Unobu Rashford, ne? We knew Rashford had that potential to be number one. In the world, number one, and United number one in the league. We know when he's saying this season, man. At least he's showing us signs. When I couldn't Sukmela, I think we should go, ne? Yeah, I think we should go too. I also think so too. But man, Chelsea, take your out, guys. That one L in your name, keep it, hold it on your foreheads, all of you. Something that I'm not happy about, but I'm grateful that I witnessed this. But Mr. Rosa retired from football. I'm happy that I witnessed a player like him because it was too much. And I don't know why he left. I still don't know why he left Real Madrid so soon. But hey, it's football, like we say. He left Real Madrid soon, joined Arsenal. Was still a very good player. He went on to win the World Cup. One of the best midfielders of this generation. I wish he was still playing at top level right now because a lot of kids are going to grow up thinking Kevin De Bruyne is better than Mesut Ozil. And I know there's people out there that are watching this like, Kevin De Bruyne is better. 4 Premier League titles. Guys, I don't care about titles, me. We can mention titles in conversations, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to being a pure footballer, like technical ability, how good he was, Mesut Ozil was unreal. Unreal. If he had stayed in Real Madrid for longer, I think the world would have seen what that player could have become. Like, he was an incredible player. But hey, shout out to what he's achieved in his career. I don't think he has a European title, Champions League title. I don't think he does. Which is something that a player like that is not like, it's like Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic also doesn't have a Champions League title. Like, what the fuck? Like, these are players that are at world-class level, and these are one of people that are the greatest in this generation, one of the greatest. So it's a shocker when you see these type of people not winning Champions League titles. But hey, man, I still think they're incredible players. Zlatan's longevity, yes, he's not playing regularly, but the fact that he's not a retired player at this age, And I saw a video that he posted. He was training with his child. Guys, training with your child. Show your child. So let's look at things in perspectives. So now let's look at. So if you're on a training page, you're training for AC Milan, you're telling me you're gonna say, "Dad, pass the ball." You're not gonna say, "Dad." There's no time to say, "Dad, pass the ball." You're on the page. At that point, you guys are teammates. So what do you say now? Now what do you ask? Okay, guys, comment below. Like, what do you say now? Let's say you're playing with your father in the same team. He's your teammate. He's not your father on that page. What do you say? Hey, don't pass the ball. Hey, chief. Hey, numbers. Do you call him by his surname? What happens? Because now it's awkward. Now you called him by his first name, and now when you get home, hey, unless you all live in separate houses. Because I would think if you're playing football and your father's also playing, I would think when you play for the same team, I think you probably live together. I think that's convenient for both parties, not just for the dad or for the child, saving money. So I would think they probably live together. But if you want to live on your own, hey, that bachelor life, and you're a superstar, now you're playing for AC Milan, now, hey, you need to span, and you can't span it with a time in the next room. But hey, man, it's football. But I think if I was playing in the same team as my dad, personally, I think I'd still call him Dad, because, I'm not ready for what happens off of the page, because, hey, that one's bigger than the page. The pitch is temporary. Outside life, he's still your dad. He's still Khotman to you. So I'd call him Dad. Even if people tell me not to, he's my dad. I can't ignore that. So, man, let's get straight to the trivia. This is the end of the show. It's that time now. This is the point where if you don't know your knowledge, you're gonna go research. If you know your research, you're gonna quickly type. So, like I said, I'm gonna ask you guys 3 questions, and the quickest to answer. Comment down below. That's where you should be answering. But the quickest to answer gets to join us here, myself and Stapiri. He's not here, but when you come, we'll make sure that he is here and you're taken care of at the show. You join us. We have a conversation about football, and we get your story and what football means to you, because I think everyone has an opinion and everyone has a perspective of what football means to them. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so here's question number 1. In 1999, Manchester United won the Champions League trophy, completing the treble. Who did they beat in the final? A, Barcelona. B, Real Madrid. C, Bayern Munich. Or D, Ajax. A, and Mo will put them, superstar, man of the match, he'll put the teams in. Question 2. Manchester City won their first Premier League title in 2012, with Aguero's last-minute goal engraving the citizens in the history books. Who was Man City's coach at that time? A. Pep Guardiola. B. Manuel Pellegrini. C. Roberto Mancini. Or D. Mark Hughes. Like I said, Shane. Question 3. There is only one player in football history to have won back-to-back trebles with two different teams, which is UCL, League Cup, and the league title. Who is that player and which teams did he do it with? A. Lionel Messi. B. Samuel Eto'o. C. Thierry Henry. Or D. Pedro. Thank you once again for joining us. As always, I am Sifiso Dlamini, your host, and I'm blessed to be here, and I thank you that you have joined me this time around. Let's have many more. Cut.
Cut.